Let's talk about something that quietly controls everything we've been building so far, and most people completely underestimate it: sleep. But not just sleep as in how many hours you get, sleep as in recovery. Because if you really think about your own experience, you've probably had nights where you slept but didn't feel restored. You wake up and something feels off. Not terrible, but not right either. Your body feels a bit heavy. Your mind feels a bit slower. You're functioning, but it takes more effort than it should. And then you've had other nights where you wake up and everything feels clear, light, stable, same life, same responsibilities, but completely different state. So, what's the difference? Why does one night actually reset you and another doesn't? This is where we need to understand something most people never see. Sleep is not just about rest. Sleep is when your body resets your entire system. And one of the key drivers of that reset is melatonin. Now, melatonin is often called the sleep hormone, but that's not fully what it is in a big picture. Melatonin is a signal. It tells your body it's safe to switch off. It's time to move into repair. And when that signal is working properly, your body doesn't just sleep, it recalibrates, it restores balance, it brings everything back into alignment. Your energy resets, your mood stabilizes, your stress levels come down, your inflammation reduces. Everything we've been talking about depends on this process. So melatonin is not just about falling asleep, it's about allowing your body to move into a state where it can actually repair. Now here's where things start to make sense. Because if your melatonin signaling is off, your body doesn't fully reset. And when your body doesn't reset, everything starts to drift. Your energy becomes less stable, your mood becomes less stable, your stress baseline slowly creeps up. And at first, it's subtle. You wake up a little more tired than usual. Then during the day, things feel slightly harder. Getting started takes more effort. Your focus isn't as clean. Your motivation feels lower. And at this point, most people don't connect it to recovery. They think they just need to push through it more. But over time, this truly builds up. Days turn into weeks and your baseline starts to shift. You notice you're more reactive than usual. Small things start to bother you more. Your patience is lower. Your mood feels less stable. And then your energy becomes unpredictable. You feel tired at the wrong times, wired at the wrong times. You might even feel something that doesn't make sense. Like you feel exhausted, but you can't fully relax. And now everything we've talked about starts showing up. Your dopamine drops, so your motivation feels harder. Like your serotonin becomes unstable, so your mood feels off. Your GABA signaling struggles, so your mind won't switch off. Your norepinephrine creeps up, so you feel more on edge. And from the outside, it looks like separate problems. Low motivation, low mood, stress, poor sleep. But underneath, it's one system, not resetting, basically. And this is where people get stuck because they try to fix each piece individually. They try to boost motivation, they try to improve their mood, they try to reduce their stress, but the system is still not resetting. So everything keeps coming back. Now, imagine the opposite. You start improving your recovery, not perfectly, just consistently. You lower light at night, you give your body a chance to slow down, you create a small gap between stimulation and sleep. And within a few days, you start noticing something. You wake up and you feel a little clearer. Your energy feels more stable. Your mood feels more even. And over time, that builds. Your system starts resetting properly. And when that happens, everything we've talked about improves. Motivation comes back easier, mood stabilizes, stress feels more manageable. Not because you forced it, but because your system is finally doing what it's supposed to do. That's the difference. Now, here's the key shift. Melatonin doesn't just turn on by itself, it responds to signals. So instead of asking, how do I sleep better, you start asking, what is stopping my body from switching into recovery? because this is not a sleep problem, it's a signaling problem. So let's make this super simple. First, light exposure. Your body uses light to understand time. When it gets dark, melatonin should rise. But if you're exposed to bright lights like screens, constant stimulation late into the night, your body gets confused, so it delays the signal. A simple shift here is lower light in the evening. Dim your environment, reduce screen intensity, even 30 to 60 minutes before bed. And if you try this, you'll notice something interesting. Your body starts to feel naturally more ready to switch off. 2, give your system a transition. Most people go from full stimulation straight into trying to sleep. Work, screens, thinking, then straight into bed. But your body needs a bridge. So even something simple like a short wind down period, less input, less stimulation, allows your system to move from on to off. 3, stabilize your rhythms. Your body works on patterns. So if your sleep timing changes constantly, your system struggles to regulate. So even something simple like going to bed at a similar time, waking up at a similar time, this can start to stabilize your internal body clock. And when that stabilizes, melatonin signaling improves. 4, reduce internal stress signals because your body won't fully switch into recovery if it still feels under threat. So everything we've talked about matters here. Gut health, energy, stability, reducing what causes inflammation. Because when your body feels safe internally, it allows recovery. 5, move during the day. Because your body needs contrast. If there's no movement, no physical demand, your system doesn't build the right rhythm. Movement during the day makes recovery at night easier. Now, here's the most important part. You don't need to do all of this. You don't need the perfect routine. You just need to start. Literally, pick one thing. Lower your light at night. Create a small wind down period. Keep sleep timing consistent. And then notice, because once you start seeing the difference, everything changes. You stop treating sleep like something optional and you start seeing it for what it really is. Sleep is literally the foundation of everything, because without recovery, nothing stabilizes. Motivation drops, mood becomes unpredictable, stress stays elevated. So instead of trying to fix everything individually, you support the reset. And when the reset improves, everything downstream follows. So if you take one thing from this, make it this. You're not just tired because you need more sleep, you're tired because your body isn't fully resetting. And once you understand that, a lot of things start to make sense. Those days where everything feels harder, where your mood is off, where your motivation isn't there, where you feel wired but exhausted, that's not random. That's your system carrying yesterday into today because it never fully reset. And that's the part most people never see. They wake up, blame their mindset, push harder, try to get through the day, but the system underneath hasn't changed. And over time, that compounds until feeling slightly off becomes your normal. But here's the shift. If your system can drift, it can also be brought back. Not by doing more, not by forcing yourself, but by fixing the signals that allow your body to recover. Because when your body finally resets properly, everything changes. You don't just feel less tired, you feel clearer, more stable, more like you again. And that's where real change starts. Not when you push harder, but when your body starts working with you. Now, here's where this gets even more important, because recovery is only one side of the equation. The other side is what your body does with that recovery, how it creates energy, how it maintains it, and how it actually fuels everything we've been talking about. Because energy is not just about what you eat, it's about how your system uses it. And once you understand that, you stop chasing fixes and start fixing the system itself. That's where we're going to, break down next. How your body actually produces and manages energy and how to improve it at the source. because when that piece clicks, everything becomes easier. That's where we go next. And until then, remember, healing is easy, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.